Welcome to today's combination class. The one piece of equipment I'll be using today is a pair of hand weights. Mine are just 1 kilo each. You're more than welcome to hold anything that replicates that sort of weight, something that's easy to hold. We'll be using it throughout the entire workout today. Definitely optional, and you'll get a lot out of it if you're just doing it body weight. All right, so we're gonna get started with a little bit of stretching. So let's take our feet in a nice wide position, turning the feet out here, and we're gonna push the knees out towards the side. And now we're gonna push the hands into the legs from here, and we're just gonna twist our shoulders from one side, getting a nice stretch through the groin, and you can shift from one side to the other with the legs. And rising up, let's twist to the other side. And shifting if you want to. Keep lifting up through the arches of your feet, pushing the knees out as wide as you can. And coming back to the center. You can keep sinking the hips through here. And now we're going to rise all the way up, bring the feet back parallel, and we're going to hinge forward from the hips so your back is as flat as you can, taking the arms all the way out in front of you, and we're going to tap them down towards the floor. So just get the legs as straight as you can, arms as far as you can. Just do the best that you're feeling up to today. And then we're going to reach towards the center and then through the legs. So if you can't quite reach the floor, yours might look like this, where you reach forward, center, and then through. Just go to whatever range, whatever feels good on the hamstrings. And let's go 5, 4, 3, 1, and 1. Now we're going to place the hands on the floor. You can bend the knees now if you need to, because we're going to be moving into a squat anyway. And we're going to sink down as far as you can, push the chest up, push the knees out to the side, keeping the heels down if you can, and then rise it all the way back up, keeping the belly as close to your thighs as you can. And then keep dropping through this range, sinking down and rising up. And let's go 2 more. And 1. Now we're going to take one leg back for a lunge. And then we're going to use the opposite hand to the front leg is going to stay on the floor. Same hand as the front leg is going to reach up, adding some rotation, and then tap it back down. You can keep the knee down at the back if you get more out of that. I know sometimes I feel the stretch more through my my quad and my hip flexor at the front there. When I keep the knee down, I'm able to sink a little bit further. And let's go 2 more. And last one. Nice work. Taking it back, and let's go to the other side, sinking the hips through and reaching and tapping down. And let's go 5 more. Three. And 1. Okay. And then we're going to come back up into a down dog now. So push the heels down towards the floor, and we're just going to extend one leg away. So pointing through the foot if you can, straightening through the knee, get the leg as straight as you can on the bottom side as well. And we're just going to add a little lift and lower, lift and lower. Keep the heel pushing down towards the floor on your supporting side. And let's go 6 more. 3 and 1. Dropping it down, and let's go other side. Lift and lift. Push the heels to the ground. Chest is through. And 6 more. 3 and 1. Okay, walking it all the way in with the hands. And now we're going to rise up with the chest. Have the hands on the legs wherever you can. Try not to push straight onto the knee, so you can be above the knee or below. Push the rib cage through and tailbone up towards the ceiling. And hold for 5, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, coming up, have some little circles through the shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through each of the exercises for our cardio piece next. I'm going to show you the non-plyometric option. Try and do it all with me, regardless of what option you're taking. It's a good way to warm up through the range. So the first exercise, and you have the options to hold the dumbbells here as well. So I'll hold them just so you know what that looks like. So we're going to hold them to your chest here, and we're going into a lateral lunge. Now we've got 20 reps of everything. Either if you can go at the same time as me once we get into the working set, that's great. Otherwise, if you can't quite do the 20 reps in the time that I do it, it really doesn't matter. It's just about spending that X amount of time under tension, okay? So just as long as you're moving and getting something out of it, that's what matters. All right, so the lateral lunge is we're taking one leg out to the side, we're dipping the chest just slightly and pushing the bottom back, and then we're rebounding, pushing back off, okay? Option, you can just do the lunge where we don't push off the leg, and it's 20 on one side. Okay, explosive if you're doing the lift, soft landing through the ankles and the knees. Once you've done your 20 on that side, we'll go 20 on the other side, hinging down and up. 2, explosive, 4. Otherwise, just stationary. All right, so that's the first exercise. Second one is going to be an in and out jump with a low squat position. Your scaling option for this is just to stay in a low lunge and you'll pulse it. You'll probably end up doing a few more than 20 reps just because these can flow through a bit quicker than a full plyometric jump in and out. So with our squat, regardless of what option we're taking, it's always going to be a hip initiation. So we're loading up through the glutes and the hamstrings, keeping it out of the knees as much as possible so the hips go back. We sink it down, and then your option is just to rise and lower, rise and rise. Now the full exercise is jumping in and out. That's 1, 2, and so on until we've done your 20 reps. All right. Next exercise, we are doing a mountain climber. So for this one, they're pretty similar, the options. First option is that you're just tapping the foot in, 3, 4, one leg is 1 rep. And then the second is to bounce off or launch off one leg. You have a little moment in the air where both of your feet are off the floor, and then try and be as soft as you can when we land back down onto the feet. Keep pushing the shoulders away from you. Your core should definitely feel it. It's also in the shoulders and quads as well. I think that's something that people are really shocked by. They're like, oh, am I doing it right? When they're feeling quads and hip flexors. It's fine. You're hinging up and you're pulling the knee up. They are working. All right. Next exercise, second last one, is a Superman. So this one isn't actually a plyometric cardio exercise. It's a strength exercise, but it's quite tricky to do when you're puffing because we're laying on our belly. So it's just a little challenge for you, okay? And I want to move through a little bit of extension too. So we're going to lay flat on the belly here, and then we're lifting the arms and legs up together, squeezing through the bottom, making sure you're not pushing the chin up here. So imagine you're holding a tennis ball between your chin and your chest. So you're keeping it down. We tap the feet, tap the hands, and then rise. Right, so 20 there, coming up to standing. Last exercise is just 20 high knees, driving one knee up first. The option is you can just do standing, and now it's 1 rep, 2. Okay, so we're doing 20 reps on each side, or 40 alternating, however you like to count. I know everyone's a little bit different. So we're going to pull one knee up, jump it if you want to. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, so on. All right, let's not tire ourselves out too much before our actual working set. So feel free to grab a little drink If you're not feeling quite warm enough in your feet yet, depends how warm you are at home or wherever you're doing this, what you've been doing. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, you might need to warm your body up a little bit more. If it's in the afternoon, you might feel ready to go. Feel free to pause me if you need, and then let's get into it. So the first exercise, I'm going to leave my dumbbells out for now. If you want to hold them, remember it's just holding it to your chest. Otherwise, we're rebounding off that supporting leg. Hands can be on your hips, or you can do what I'm going to do, where we lunge and we lift. And you have like a runner, skater arm happening. All right. So 20 on one side, 20 on the other. Just do it in time with me. If you get 10 done in the time I get 20 done, doesn't matter. Just move on with me. So we're keeping in time, and we're just going to keep flowing through as minimal rest as possible. We're doing 2 rounds of everything. All right, let's do it. So lunging and rise. 2. Explosive as you push off. 4. 10. 10 more. 7. Keep your core engaged. 3. And 1. Reset. Other side. Let's go. Rise. 2. 1/2. 5 more. Make sure you're still getting into your full lunge. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, drawing it in. Remember, your option is just to hold a squat, pulsing it down. Otherwise, we're going to be jumping in and out. In, out is 1 rep. Let's do it. 1. Stay low. 9. That's halfway. 10 more. 9. 8. 5. 3. 2. 1. All right. Coming down. Mountain climbers. You're either tapping it or jumping. Ribcage towards your hips. Push the floor away. Let's go. 1, 2. Keep the shoulders over the hands. And drop it down. They go nice and fast, don't they? Arms reaching out for our Superman. Making sure you're not pushing the belly out to lift yourself up here. And we're going to squeeze through your bottom. Arms as straight as you can. So tough to breathe here. Let's go. Squeeze. 2. 1/2. Think about the tennis ball between your chin and your chest. 3, 2, and 1. All right, coming up, last exercise of the first round, high knees. Drive it up. Remember, you can just lift and lift if you don't want to jump it. Otherwise, let's go. 1, 2, 17, 18, 20. Woo! Good job. Okay, 30-second breather, and then we're doing it all again. So think big deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, getting ready to repeat it. Let's go with the first side for our lateral lunges. 20 here, rebounding. Let's go. 20. 20. Now remember your option. You can just stand and do it stationary without lifting the leg off the floor. We're halfway, let's go 10 more. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, transferring our weight over, and let's go other side. 20. Nice soft landing through the foot. And that's halfway. Let's try and relax through the shoulders. 5 more. 4, 2, and 1. Okay, coming in for our jumping squats here. So remember, it's a hip initiation. We're pushing the bottom back first. Sink it down, jumping it in. That's 1. 3, try and stay nice and low. 5. Remember your option, you can just stay here. Halfway. 5, 4, and 1. All right, coming up for our mountain climbers here, shifting the shoulders over the hands, round, push the floor away, and let's go 20 alternating. Halfway. And coming down onto the belly. We're extending arms and legs out, pointing through the feet, and we want to make sure that the legs are staying straight here. We're not bending from the knee. Let's go. Making sure you're not pushing the chin up too high. Doesn't matter how high you get the arms and the legs. We should be feeling upper back, lower back, your glutes and hammies. I know a lot of people feel their core a little bit here as well. And let's go 5 more. Straight arms. 2, and 1. Okay, pushing it back into your child's pose. Just give your upper back a little breather from that extension. Okay, and coming back up, we're going to go into our high knees. So driving one knee up first. Remember, 1 on each side is 1 full rep. Let's do it. 1, 2, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, have a little shake, catch your breath, and then we're going to come down to the floor. We're going to be going into a 4-point kneel on our elbows, and we're going to be working through the glutes, hammies, and you might feel your quads a little bit, but this is definitely our glute work. So when we're on the elbows from here, we want to start with the knees stacked underneath the hips, and our shoulders are stacked above the elbows here as well. Your hands have the option to either be stacked directly up where the thumbs are pointing to the ceiling. Hands can be flat, or you can bring the hands together. Now we're going to do everything on one side, and then we'll repeat it all on the other side. We're only doing 1 round of each, and we're going to be here for 1 minute for every exercise. So when we're in this 4-point position, let's put exaggeration on drawing the rib cage towards your hips. Push the shoulders away from the ears, and we're protecting through the lower back by keeping our core switched on here. Now we're going to be starting with some fire hydrants that we're circling. Whenever we're circling in this position, imagine your knee is leading and drawing the circle rather than your foot, because it can get quite confusing if you are leading from the foot. So we're going to take the knee straight out to the side, and then we're lifting the leg up towards the ceiling, and then we're coming back down, returning back to the first position, but we're not shifting the weight back onto the knee. So try and keep it hovering the whole time. Now, because we are hovering on the supporting leg, people will start to kind of hang out into the side of that hip. We just want to keep the weight as even as we can through the 2 elbows and the supporting knee. All right, so we've got 1 minute. Let's go in 3, 2, let's go. Up and over. So you're lifting the leg up as high as you can, squeezing through the bottom. Now this one, we're moving through quite a big range. So if you're feeling it in a few different spots, that's pretty normal. And if you're feeling it behind the back of the knee, you might want to flex your foot so where you draw your toes towards you here. Good. All the way out to the side as far as you can, and then squeeze the heel up towards the ceiling. Keep scooping up with the rib cage. 20 seconds left. It should start to sort of kick in after this first minute, especially after doing the plyometric work just before this. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're going to stay moving that same leg. Next, we've got our rainbow. So we're reaching the leg up and over. So we're extending it, lifting it up, and then we're tapping it across the bottom leg. So I'll just show you in a sort of backward diagonal. So we tap across, we lift up and over, and tap it back down to where it's square. Squeeze through the glute, tap, and up, and tap. All right, 1 minute, let's do it. Again, trying not to sink into the lower back too much here. Controlling the leg as it lowers down. Keep pushing the leg away from you, locking out through the knee. Reminder about your supporting side, try not to hang out. "30 seconds. So it's pretty normal to be feeling the supporting side equally or more than the working leg. If you're only feeling the working leg, that's fine. Basically, as long as we're feeling our glutes on either leg, we're doing a good job. And the hammies. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, drawing it in, just have a little breather. Now the next exercise we're working on, I'll show you on a diagonal again. We're going with a lateral straight leg lift. So this is one that we wouldn't usually do because we're either wearing an ankle weight or we have a band. This is a great one to be doing body weight. We just want to make sure we're pulling up and out of the supporting leg as much as we can. This one's really hard not to hang out into the side of the hip. So we're taking the leg out towards the side as far as you can. If it's really restrictive through the side because of your mobility, just take it on like a backward diagonal. So it's not straight behind you, but we want to start having it towards the side as much as you can. And then from there, we're just lifting the leg straight up and then tap it back down. Lift and lower. So shoulders stay down away from your ears. Okay, let's go. 1 minute. Lift and lower. Some of you might feel a little bit better in a staggered stance as well, so you can come up on the hand of the leg that's moving. It might just help you feel like you've got a little bit more range to work with. I prefer it this way, personally. Controlling the leg as it lowers down. So we're only doing one round of everything on each leg. Okay, we have 2 more exercises after this, which will equal 5 minutes of glute work on each side. It's a solid effort. Engage through the core. Your option would be to skip one out, or you could just do half of everything if you like. We only have 10 seconds left of this one. This one hurts. And let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, I'm feeling the burn in my glutes. All right, 2 more exercises. The second last one, is a donkey kick. So some of you probably have done this one before. It's keeping the leg straight. We're flexing the foot and you squeeze the bottom, pushing the heel up towards the ceiling, and then we're lowering back down. Now this time we're going to be adding on a half range. So we squeeze it up, we lower halfway, squeeze it back up, and then lower all the way down. So it's 1.5 reps. Ready? Let's go. Up, halfway, up, full, all the way down. Lift, half, lift, and lower. So this should be getting into your glute max. So right up the back of the glute here rather than the side. Shoulders are down. Using your breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. We have one more exercise after this on this side, and then we're doing it all again on the other side. We got it. Ten seconds. 5, 4, and that's time. Whew. Okay, last one we're going to be doing is a straight leg circle. So it doesn't matter what way you circle. What I want you to focus on today is keeping your hips square to the floor. So both hip bones are pointing down towards the floor here. We're going to point the leg, straighten it out. It just has to go in line with the hip. It doesn't have to lift up any higher than that. And then from here, we're dropping it down and circling around. So it shouldn't be any bigger than like a dinner plate, okay? Any bigger than that, and our hips start to kind of shift around and we lose our square engagement through the core. All right, let's do our circles. So coming down, we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Last one on this side. Keep drawing your rib cage towards your hips. Keep squeezing it up every time we lift the foot back up towards the ceiling. And let's go for 5, 4, 2, and 1. Woo! All right, we're going straight into the other side now. Let's get it done. So on the elbows, we're doing our circle fire hydrant to start. It's a nice way to warm up through the hip as well. And let's do it. Minute started. Rib cage, push the floor away from you. It's pretty normal if you're feeling the supporting leg. This is going to switch on pretty quickly because now it is the working leg. Good. Keep lifting the knee up and over. You don't need to extend the leg. Try and keep it bent. We're moving all the way from the hip. Keep your core active. We have 15 seconds. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and straight leg, straight into our rainbows. Let's go up and over, tapping across the bottom leg, up and over, tapping back down. Good, shoulders are pushing down away from your ears. It's normal to be feeling your shoulders a little bit here as well. Definitely some upper body work supporting our square positioning, stabilizing through the legs. Squeeze your bottom. Control it as the leg lowers back down towards the floor. Good. It doesn't have to go out to the side when we control it back down after the cross. 20 seconds. So next up we have the lateral leg lifts where it goes out to the side. Now remember with that one, you can have it on a backward diagonal if straight out to the side doesn't feel good for you. And we're doing that one in 3, 2, take the leg out to the side. Let's go. Rise and lower. Remember your option, you can prop up onto the hands lift and lower. Point or flex your foot, it really doesn't matter. Do whatever you've got to do to grit your teeth and push through this. Our glutes are getting a full break after this. We're not doing any more lower body work. Everything's going to be upper body and core after this. 30 seconds. Control the leg as it lowers down. Woo! It's amazing how heavy your leg can feel. All right, keep it going. 15 seconds. Second side's always worse. We got it. 2 more minutes after this. 5, 4, 3. Okay, dropping it in, you can re-square your body back up, and we've got the donkey kick full range, halfway, lift, and all the way down. So 1.5 reps, half, lift, and lower. We're going to be grabbing the dumbbells after this. Push the rib cage up towards your hips as well. 30 seconds. We'll have a little stretch for the glutes before we get into our core work. Push through it. 15 seconds and we have 1 more minute. Try not to collapse through the upper back. Keep pushing the floor away from you. We have the straight leg circles in 3, 2, let's go. Circle, no bigger than your dinner plate. Oh my goodness, my supporting side is feeling this. Hips are as square as you can to the floor. Keep pushing the leg away from you. Okay, 40 seconds. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh my gosh, please tell me if you're feeling this. Write to me and say, that was a killer workout. I think it's combo number 13 we're on. 15 seconds. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh! Ow! Good job. All right, let's have a little stretch before we do anything else. We'll bring the legs out in front of us. Whew. Reach it forward. Big breath. Okay, we can go one leg on top of the other here. Feel free to add a little bit of movement through the hip if that feels good for you. And then we can go other side. Moving into our core series now. So just have the dumbbells if you're using them nearby. We're going to do a couple of exercises. We've just got 2 exercises that we're not using the dumbbells for initially, and then we'll be using them for the rest of our core work. All right, so we're going to start with a rock. So we're going to try and rock back towards your shoulders, and then when we roll down, you're trying to keep your spine imprinted from when you've rolled down through each vertebrae. So once you've flattened the lower back entirely, we want to try and keep that contact the best we can. All right, so you have 2 options with the hands. You can either leave them on the floor or have them behind your head. So I'll just show you a couple and then you can join in. So hands either here or behind the head, and we're going to reach up as high as you can, control it down, and then lift the legs, extend them away as far as you can maintain your imprint. Tucking up, and you can just return to tabletop if that feels better for you. Okay, otherwise hands behind the head looks like this. Keep pushing the lower back down into the floor. So if you feel like you're in between extending both legs and a tabletop, just do a single leg. So one leg stays in tabletop, the other leg bends. Sorry, the other leg extends. Keep imprinting your spine. That's what's going to help keep it in the core, so the abs and out of the lower back. If you can't get a tuck, just pull the knees in and then push the legs away. You can still do a single leg, or you could still do just tabletop. And we're going to go for 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2. Okay, lower the feet down. Whew, have a little breather. Now we're going to be going into a bicycle, alternating from here. You would have done these with me if you've been online for a couple of weeks now. So we're going to clasp the fingers clasp the fingers together and place them behind your head. And then we want to hang the head into the hands to keep it out of your neck flexors at the front. Now we're going to be alternating with the chest up and chest down, lifting the legs to tabletop to start and imprint the spine. And now we're going to go for 4 with the head down. 3, 2, and 1. Lift the chest up for 4. 3, 2, back down. 4. So making sure that the bent knee always returns back to tabletop, not too close to your chest. The only reason why you would be bringing it past tabletop position is if you're really struggling to imprint the spine, and in that case your scaling option would be that you do pull it in closer to the chest there. Okay, otherwise keep going with whatever option works best for you. And we've got the 4 still. 3, 2, 1, and alternating with the chest position. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, last one. On the way down, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, all right. Let's grab the dumbbells. Now I'm just going to face the back slightly so you can see where my hands are going with this exercise. So we're going to keep the feet in a neutral position here. And we're going to be reaching the arms. And now we're going to have them in a neutral position so the palms are facing in towards each other. And we're going to lift up with the hands next to your legs initially. And then we lower down, return with them back stacked above the shoulders. And then we drop your right hand in the center. Your left hand goes to the outside of the left leg, back to the center. And then rise, lower, and then twist to the other side. And up. Okay, lift. And you might find that even having really little weights here is going to help you to lift your chest up just a little bit further. It might help to kind of counterbalance you here. Try and keep the feet on the floor and control as we roll back down through the spine. Now remember my little tip for you all. With the feet, the closer your heels are to your hips, the harder it is to keep the feet on the floor. So if you're struggling with that, just push the feet a little bit further away from you. Center. And I'm hoping this starts to get into your shoulders a little bit as well. Okay, and rolling it all the way down. Now we're going to keep the hands stacked above your shoulders for this one, lifting both legs to tabletop position, and we're going to extend the arms from the shoulder, taking the hands past overhead as we extend one leg away, keeping an imprinted spine. You can keep the leg bent if you prefer, especially if you feel a little bit more controlled here. If you're losing your imprint, definitely keep the tabletop, or you can just move the arms while both legs stay fixed. So whatever option is best for you. It should be getting into the shoulders a little bit as well. And use your breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now every time we draw up, let's see if we can add a little sit up and then lower back away. And let's go 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Dropping it all the way down and have a little breather. Now we've got one more exercise here for the core with the dumbbells, and then that will wrap us up. So we're going to go rolling back down. Feet are reaching up towards the ceiling. Just have them as straight as you can. Arms are reaching up towards the feet here. And then we're going to reach towards your ankles and then lower back down. Lift and lower. And we're going to be working with 15. Now you can take the arms out to the side and then lift. Let's go 8 more. 7. 4. 2. And 1. Nice work. Dropping it all the way down. Alrighty, so that brings us to the end of our combo class today. I hope that you got a lot out of that. I hope you enjoyed adding the dumbbells into our ab series. We're definitely going to be adding that in the next couple of classes. You might see it a little bit in bar and Pilates. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.